30 Days by its_Kingston on AO3. Summary. 1 month, 30 days. I can make you fall for me. What? Amity said back, unsure she heard that right. That's absurd. You won't be able to. I can't stand you. Not to mention the fact that I don't like girls. Then it should be easy for you, huh? Or are you chicken? Anyways, once I'm proven right, we'd both be happy, right? Luce grinned. Don't go assuming you'll win. Once September is over and I haven't fallen for you, I'll never have to see you again. I'm confident enough to take that risk. When September ends, you'll want me to say Blight. Shut up and stop calling me that. Episode 1, Chapter 1, Luce's First Day. Yes, Mom, I know. You don't have to worry. I'm technically an adult. I know my way around campus. Yes, I have money. Yes, I have a job. I'm on a scholarship too. Don't worry. Okay, Mom. Bye. I love you too. Luce hung up the phone and slid it into her pocket with a groan. Sure, she was glad her mom cared about her and wanted to check in, but Luce was on a fixed schedule, and as much as she wanted to spend the day on the phone with her mother, she wasn't too sure the basketball coach would like that. She pushed through the wooden doors that led into the main hall of Hex College and turned to the dorm hallway. Luce was on her way to drop off her bag, which was the only thing she had currently. The rest were in boxes on the floor of room 302, her dorm. Sliding the key into the lock, Luce swiftly opened the door and flung her bag full of books onto the bed. Flipping on the light switch, she realized her roommate had been there, nearly stacked boxes on the far wall end, with another desk present. Besides being in a rush, Luce grabbed one of her pens off her roommate's desk and made a quick note on the notepad. Hey, pick whatever side of the room you want. I'll take the other. I'll be back once the ball coach is done. Luce, your roommate. Luce grabbed her water bottle and bolted out the door, having to double back and lock it before counting her dangerous pace sprints to the court. While I don't condone running in the school hallway, I like your enthusiasm, the coach said as Luce ran into the room, sliding into the lineup. But don't be late next time. You got it, Luce said, cracking a smile as she gave a salute. Okay, listen up, kids, the coach shouted. She looked like an older woman. A mane of frizzy gray hair hung down her waist. In contrast, her eyes were bright yellow, matching a golden tooth that appeared when she spoke. She wore a red tracksuit and a silver whistle hung from her neck that shone in the gymnastics' beaming lights. We're gonna do some drills today. I'll see what we're working here with this. One by one, each student dribbled down the court, weaving between cones and dodging one another. Eventually, it was Luce's turn. She grabbed the ball and started dribbling in place, getting a feel for it. After a second, she ran, dodging between the cones expertly. Then she moved towards the other students. A taller girl with pink hair stood in front of her. Luce flanked left and swiftly moved right, but was stopped. After a moment, she tried again. This time, faking right, then actually going right. She barely sped past and took a shot at the basketball, sinking it in front of a three-pointer line. Luce turned to Miss Clawthorne, the basketball coach, and waited for a score. She looked mildly impressed as she dotted something down before flipping the page and writing something else. Luce, good work. Impressive, she said. Boscha, Miss Clawthorne began, causing the girl behind Luce to groan and look over. Well done. You blocked her first try. The other girl grinned and went off the court. Luce followed behind her, going to the bleachers. Hey, Luce, right? You're good for a short kid, the girl, who Luce assumed was Boscha, said. I'm not that short, but thanks, Luce said, rolling her eyes. Was that supposed to be a compliment? How tall are you? She asked, swiping a strand of pink hair out of her face as she sat down in the bleachers. 5'9"? Luce responded blankly, hoping Boscha would get the message and stop talking to her. Just as Boscha was about to say something else, her phone chimed and she paused to read the message. Catch you later, Luce. Boscha mumbled as she walked away, typing out a message. Yeah, Luce said back, though she was positive she was too far away and too distracted to hear her. Luce sat impatiently watching the others speed down the court. As she expected, they were all good. Of course they were. Hexside was an incredibly prestigious college. They wouldn't hand out scholarships or letters of admission just to anyone. No, almost everyone at the school was of high class. Luce wasn't the only exception. There were mainly, probably a handful, maybe fewer. Okay, students, line up. I've seen your ability. Time to showcase your shooting, Miss Clawthorne said, pointing to several spots on the floor. Luce winced. Her strong suit was agility, and while she wasn't bad at shooting by any means, it would be easier for these kids to outdo her, especially when it came to blocking. In basketball, the taller you are, the more blocking potential you have. Luce was 5'9", and sure, that was tall, but when the kid shooting is 6'2", that 5'9" feels really small. Luce treaded over and stood in line, close to her back. She watched as each kid took their spot. 5 chances in total. Most kids sunk them all. Occasionally, one would barely miss. But, as expected, they were all incredibly skilled. When it was finally Luce's turn, she stepped up, taking the first ball. With a swish, it went into the net, boosting her confidence. Second ball, swish, all net. Third ball, swish, hit the rim, but it went in. Fourth ball, miss. It hit the backboard and bounced off, landing to the side. Luce swallowed hard and took a breath, dreading the next shot. Fifth ball, swish, all net. 4 out of 5. Good job, Miss Clawthorne said as Luce walked past, earning a weak grin. Luce plopped onto the bleachers and grabbed her water bottle, gulping down some. Lowering it down, she spun it around in her hands until she found the familiar sticker. Old and faded from the sun, but comfortably nonetheless. You could still make out the distinct color of blue, purple, and pink. A bisexual flag. The corner was torn from years of it being there, but it was mostly intact. Luce traced her fingers around the outer edge of it, smiling at the memory. Her attention was pulled back as Boscha stepped forward, sinking all 5 shots with ease before stepping back to the side and yanking out her phone. Luce sighed, drawn back to the thoughts about her missed shot. She knew it was fine. She wasn't going to be kicked out for missing a single shot, but it was disappointing. Well, I got 4 of them. That's 4 better than some people can do, Luce thought, cheering herself up as the rest of the kids finished their shots. Okay, kids. Last thing today before I let you go, Miss Clawthorne said, clapping her hands together. Blocking drills. Luce groaned and stood up. All she could do was pray to the Titan that she's against someone her height. Miss Clawthorne had randomly lined people up, not matching heights or skill level. Of course, the opposing team wouldn't care that you're short, so why would she? Group 1, begin. The first 2 students went up, one blocking and one shooting. The first student successfully blocked, and they switched. The second student blocked, and they went off the court, being handed a slip of paper from Miss Clawthorne before leaving the gym. Group 2, begin. Luce was part of Group 4, with another girl she'd never seen. Luckily for Luce, girl was only a little taller, maybe 5'11". Group 3, begin. Luce was trying to recall if she's seen this girl shoot earlier, but couldn't seem to. I should have paid more attention. Group 4, begin. Luce and the other girl walked to the section of the court they were using. Luce was handed the ball and confidently got into position. This was her strong suit. In a matter of seconds, Luce had maneuvered around the girl and jumped up, chipping the ball into the net. Despite being shorter, she could still slam dunk the ball, albeit more tap dunking. Nice, the girl said quietly as Luce passed her the ball. Thanks. Luce nervously smiled as they changed places. Good luck. The girl stepped back and began dribbling. She took a step forward and jumped, shooting the ball directly towards the net. Luce jumped and stretched her arms up, barely tipping the ball enough to send it off course, and to the backboard, landing back on the ground. Luce sighed, relief washing over her as she watched the ball bounce away. She walked off the court, receiving a slip from Ida before leaving the gymnastics. What is this? Luce murmured. Flipping the paper over, she saw the score records receive, along with score averages for each and improvement suggestions from Miss Clawthorne. Damn, they really go all out here, Luce said, looking over the paper. Overall score, 9 out of 10. Score breakdown, agility, 10 out of 10. Shooting, 8 out of 10. Blocking, 9 out of 10. Comments, you did good. Be more confident. Work on shooting under pressure. Need to be quicker, but accurate. Ah, that's surprisingly nice, Luce said, squinting at Miss Clawthorne's sloppy writing. I think. Oh my god, guys. Oh my god. Oh my god. Hi. Hi. Hi, new people. Hi, recurring followers. Oh my god. Reaching out into another fandom. Last time I reached out to another fandom, it exploded. I still have people begging for me to continue that series. I'll get to it one day. One day. Yeah, one day. Okay. Enough of that. Okay. But I am super excited for this. I don't even care if it blows up or not. Kingston did tell me that this... Okay, hold up. We're pulling up receipts here, Kingston. You think I'm not gonna pull receipts here? Hi, hello there. I have no clue why you... Okay, sorry. Thread. Because the way I asked wasn't even like, hey, can I podfic? It's just like, hi, hello. I think you know what I'm about to ask, right? But yeah, anyways. Where is it? Go for it. Just, don't expect some majestic, top-tier writing. I certainly wasn't as good as writing, or as confident as I am now. Couldn't really get the characterizations down pat either. Okay, so far from what I've read, this is literally just your writing style. Kingston. I do see a slight difference. Your writing style, your current writing style is a bit more confident with description. Not confident with description. How do I say this? It seems as you're more confident, right? You could tell with writing sometimes, right? Especially when stuff like that. You put a lot of more thought in those, right? Not saying that you don't do put thought as in like you think and you're putting effort, but thought as in like literally their thoughts. That's what I mean. There's just slight little differences, and I could tell that this is an older one, obviously. But it's not to the point where it's like, oh, I could tell this is an older one. It's a small difference that, you know, average readers who don't not fantasize, but hyperfixate over writing dynamics and writing plot devices and writing devices, plot devices, all that stuff. Yeah, I'm a nerd. I know. My boyfriend tells me all the time. But they're a nerd. They're literally in a top tier school studying a STEM. So they can't say shit. Okay? Anyways, moving on. But so far, I'm really liking your writing. Before you go down there commenting, Kingston, you have this thing. You have this thing where you think you don't write, like, not that you don't write well, but like you undermine your writing. Kingston, so far it's really good. I'm not gonna say anything about characterization because we haven't gotten to that point. But, you did really good with the other characters. I think you'll do good. So far, it's giving Luce, right? I feel Luce would be a little more silly goofy, but like, as time grows, I guess that would kind of soften out, which also, you can just point, if it's quote-unquote a little bit uncharacteristic, you could always point to the fact that this is when they're older. They're in college, right? They're in college. This is 4 or 5, this is like after the time skip, but obviously not with the because there's no magic. You get what I mean? But like, it's 4 years later. Not 4 years later, but I don't know how old they are. 14, I think they are. Whatever. Point taken is they're older, right? And as we grow, we change. So as long as the base characteristics are still there, I think the character's still going to be recognizable. So far, Yeah, sure, loose isn't as silly goofy, but leaving a note and telling the other person that, hey, you can take whichever one you want, I don't mind, that seems like a loose thing to do, right? There's small little things here and there that I think are good. Also, Luce being a basketball player, I love that. I know Amity is studying to be a lawyer, so that makes sense. And stay with me because their voices are going to change dramatically because I still haven't figured out what their voices are going to be. As you can tell, Luce is literally just my voice. Actually, yeah, Luce is literally just my voice. I might give Luce a higher pitch voice. I might keep it that way. I don't know what I'm going to give Amity. Because I was thinking giving Luce something like this. You know, just my voice, right? Not changing it up that much, right? I might change it up. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be honest with you. I know Amity, I want it to be of a higher pitch, more sophisticated, I guess. So she'll talk like this, like she's pristine or something, you know? Which I guess this is technically Uraraka's voice. I mean, yeah, just without the airiness. This is Uraraka's voice without the airiness. If you add the airiness, then you get Uraraka's voice. But all that changes is the airiness, the amount of air I let through. But yeah, I think Amity is gonna definitely have this voice. Very sophisticated, very up here. And I think, Luce, I think I'm gonna give Luce this voice. Yeah, it's a little higher pitched than my own. It's kind of the same. It's not so different. I don't know. Again, I don't fucking know. We're on the same boat, guys. We're in this boat together. Okay, as always in our raindrops, make sure to eat, sleep, drink water, take your meds. Have a wonderful day or night. Link to my Discord server and socials are down in the description. Subscribe to see more of my content, and thank you so much for watching.